begin with breaking news. First at 5, one person shot, 2 others stabbed, all during a robbery inside this local store. And now police are hunting for the suspect.
I mean, I'm just, in shock. The lady walked around the corner with her hands out.
Here's a map of where that happened at the smoke shop on York Road near Highway 74 and I-85. Now, the victim's car was stolen, and police are hoping that vehicle will lead them to the shooter.
Reporter Ken Lemon begins our team coverage from the scene. And Ken, I know you spoke with a witness.
Yeah, and witnesses tell me that the owner of the smoke shop was stabbed in the leg inside, another person stabbed in the abdomen. That one person that was shot, that person managed to make it across the street right over here. And if you look right down there over to that Dollar Tree where that individual collapsed on the sidewalk. A few hours ago, the police chief told me his team is short-staffed, so they have turned this one over to the SBI. Police were alerted by a 911 call from this store. The caller hung up, and when they called back, it didn't pick up. I listened to that call a little while ago. You can hear a dog in the background. The only sounds from inside. A neighboring business owner told me that a woman with blood on her hands came over begging for his help with the man that was stabbed. He said the attacker got into the store owner's SUV, and a Kings Mountain officer that had just arrived on the scene confronted him. That officer had his gun pointing. The witness didn't want to show his face.
He had his gun out like I guess they're trained to do. To get out and get on the ground. Slammed the door and drove off.
Now, he says that officer did not know at the time that this was a suspect in this incident. He feels if he'd known, he would have handled it differently. We have not yet heard anything on the identities of those people injured. We are working to find out the severity of their injuries. Live in Kings Mountain, I'm Ken Lemon, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Ken, thank you. And now we turn to reporter Deshaun Brown, continuing our live team coverage. Deshaun, this violent crime and the investigation afterwards certainly impacting neighbors there.
It has. We've already heard from multiple people who know the owner of this store. Witnesses said she was one of 3 people injured during that robbery, and one described her as the sweetest lady. Just your perspective in all of this. This is a very small city. The population here in Kings Mountain is just over 10,000. So it is the kind of place where everybody here knows each other. That became even more evident to me just hearing the reactions from people who just found out their community store was robbed. One driver stopped to talk with us when he found out what happened, and he did not mince words.
Oh, she's awesome. She's a sweetheart. That's terrible.
What do you think about somebody robbing him like that?
Oh, they're a piece of crap.
And right now, we are still trying to find out how each of those victims is doing today. Meanwhile, investigators here are still trying to figure out who did this. Reporting live in Kings Mountain, Deshaun Brown, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Deshaun. And Eyewitness News will keep our crews there on the scene, keeping in contact with state investigators. Of course, we'll update you here on air as soon as we learn more.